So check it out. This is a diver reveals a secret that's hidden underneath an oil rig. So I know like around those, there's a lot of secrets in the world. There's a lot of things that people keep secrets. An oil rig in the middle of the ocean is something that's probably people never go and look under. So we about to check this video out. The oil rig. Oh my God, man. It's all they making noise now, huh? Unexplained Mysteries, that is the channel.
Despite centuries of exploration and scientific research, much of the world's oceans remain unexplored.
Might find
we've only
angels
scratched
there,
the surface of our understanding of this vast, mysterious realm. It is estimated
his voice is common, bro. His voice is common, yo. Like what I heard, it's like under a river. It's like a river in like, I don't know, the Middle East that's like drying up right now. There are angels trapped underneath it. And it said in like one of the written, I don't know, written down somewhere, it says once the river dries up, all the angels and demons will be released back onto Earth. I don't know. We are in a bad situation
right now. Explored less than 20% of the world's
they're under
oceans,
there,
with much of the remaining 80% still largely uncharted and unknown. This is due in part to the sheer size and depth of the oceans, as well as the challenges involved in studying them. The deep sea, for example, is an especially difficult environment to explore, with crushing pressures, extreme temperatures, and complete darkness.
Temperatures?
In recent years, advances in technology and oceanographic research have enabled scientists to explore previously inaccessible parts of the ocean, such as the deep sea vents, and uncover new species and ecosystems that were previously unknown to us. However, much of the ocean remains unexplored, and there is still much to learn about the role of the ocean in regulating the Earth's climate and supporting life on our planet.
That was crazy. They explored, like they scanned the entire ocean, and the Marianas Trench is the deepest part of the ocean, and we've got there, I believe, if I'm not lying. People have gotten to the Marianas Trench. And I think George Lucas, no, not George Lucas, the guy who made Avatar, I think he is one of the people that made it to the Marianas Trench, if I'm not lying. I might be. I don't know.
It's also I might be making that up. We have mapped more of the moon's surface than we have of our own oceans. This is partly due to the fact that the moon is much closer to Earth than the deep ocean, and is therefore more accessible to exploration and mapping. In contrast, much of the world's oceans remain largely uncharted. You said the moon is closer than the ocean? With only a small fraction of the ocean floor having been mapped in detail. This is due in part to the challenges of exploring the deep ocean, which is a hostile and difficult environment to study. Interestingly, in recent years, divers and fishermen have come forward and detailed their strange experiences while being in and around the world's oceans. One diver posted the following story to social media. He said the following: "I worked with a guy who used to be a deep-sea welder. He also worked on various things in the ocean, such as rigs, which would require him to dive deep beneath the ocean. He got talking one day as we shared a lot of things in common, and he told me about some of the strange things that we witnessed while carrying out jobs in the ocean. Due to the..."
You know what's crazy? Like, with this, in the deep sea ocean and like discovering stuff, all this use, like all the oil and all that we're like mining and rigging up, that used to be land on top. Like the ocean, like life has been around for a long time, and all the oil that we're getting used to be trees from ancient forests a long time ago, and we're reusing it now from the carbon that it sucked up millennia ago. And now it might be like megalodons under there, bro.
Years of experience that he had.
I don't know if the megalodon, they probably are gone.
And said that he would often encounter things like deep sea fish, sharks, along with various squid species. He said that saturation diving pays well, but it's a job that carries its risks, and that this encounter made him think twice about re-entering the water. He said that on this one occasion, he and a team was called out to a big job, which saw him and the team assembling and maintaining an oil rig and pipelines. While he was down there, each of the team had their positions. He detailed that the visibility wasn't great, and that it was overall a difficult job to carry out. He said that on day 5 he got into position and started working, but after about 20 minutes he kept on feeling something heavy touch his back. At first he thought it might have been another team member, but when he turned around, there was no one there.
Okay.
His second thought was that it could have been a school of fish, going on to say that these underwater structures are somewhat of an attractor for smaller species, as they act like protection for them. When it happened, he said that a few minutes later, he was able to get a glimpse of this thing, and said the only way he could describe it was that it looked like some type of squid. He detailed that the organism put him into a sort of trance, saying that it did this by changing shape and colour.
Trance or trance?
He said that he had never experienced anything like it before, as he was still awake and knew what was going on, but noted that he couldn't move.
Yeah, if I seen that,
the reason that he said the organism was like a squid is because this is the only animal that he was aware of that had this type of ability, although he did say that he'd never encountered anything that looked like this creature. He said that he's never got over the fact that this creature was able to paralyze him without touching him.
What?
When I asked whether anyone else had seen all of this unfold,
that doesn't sound like
he told me
to
that
me.
He was behind a large piece of equipment that obstructed his view, saying that all of the other members of the diving team were working on areas of the rig that were out of view. So,
yo, these must be like AI generated pictures, bro. Because I swear, if I see these in the middle of the ocean, I'm diving and no contact. I'm pretty sure you came in contact back up that you being like hunted down by a giant squid. I would lose my mind, bro. Because you're defenseless. You can't even swim fast. This is their home. This is all they do. They just sleep under there. And you just visiting, trying to get some oil. Bro, I'd lose my mind, bro. If I seen a giant squid with this shining eye just looking at me, bro. Can't do nothing, bro. Probably can't do nothing. They're like, I gotta shit myself, but I don't even think that'd
although a team
it might scare him off. He might not want to eat me after that.
He also said that these structures are massive, and even if they were working close together, the visibility in the region that they were in wasn't great. He continued saying that once the creature approached him, getting within around 10 feet, he said that it slowed down its coloration and stopped moving its body into different shapes, and once it did this, he then started to regain movements in his arms and legs. After the creatures swam off, he said that he had an incredibly painful headache and felt very dizzy. On the day of the encounter,
blood pressure
he said
dropped.
that everything was fine before he entered the water. He didn't complain of having a headache. He didn't have a drink or anything in his system that would compromise him, so he was sure about what he had witnessed. When I questioned him on the size of the creature, he said that it was difficult to say.
Big as hell.
And the only thing he remembered about its size was that it was much bigger than him.
Okay.
He was certain that it wasn't a common squid species that he had encountered before, saying that normally the areas where he worked had much smaller squids, and that they couldn't do what this creature did. He said he tried to research what this thing was, but every time he did, he came up empty, being unable to find a squid or creature that matched what he encountered. At the time, he said that I was the only person he told the story to, and that he didn't want anyone knowing about it. He did admit that he was scared to go back into the water, as this organism possessed the ability to control him, and it's something that really surprised him, as he'd never had this happen to him before.
Yo, there's a lot of things in the ocean that we don't know about, and only some things we aren't going to know about unless it floats to the top. And I don't even know if most of them even float, because it's like a 50-50 chance. It's the buoyancy thing. If you're lighter than the water, you rise up. But with these things living down there, they must have found evolved a way for them to be like equal out with the deep sea water, because there's tons and tons of pressure water above you. So I don't even think these things float when they die. They probably just sink, never to be discovered. It's just random things that you'd never seen in your life. Just in the ocean.
Even though the encounter only lasted a minute or so, it was something that he didn't want to relive.
The ocean, bro. I don't know.
He said that the headache lasted about a week.
Maybe the ocean, because you know stuff down there.
It was the worst headache he'd ever had before. After this experience, he said that he never encountered the creature again, and that as of today, he has no idea what it was that he encountered.
What would you be more scared of? A random giant squid attack you, or just an asteroid coming out the pitch black abyss. I don't know, man. It's probably still squid, man.
This diver isn't the first person to come forward and say that they encountered a mysterious creature while diving in the ocean, and it's led some to suggest that there's undiscovered species that people are encountering that are not yet known to science.
Yoke you up.
Oddly enough, just recently, scientists came forward and proposed that octopuses might be aliens or originated from space.
She doing it in my hood.
The idea that octopuses might have originated from space is based on the fact that they are highly intelligent and exhibit some unique traits that are not seen in other animals on Earth. For example,
I don't think so.
Octopuses have a complex nervous system and can change color and texture to camouflage themselves. Additionally, their genetic makeup is quite different from other animals, leading some to speculate that they might have evolved independently from a different ancestor than other animals.
Broke early.
Another thing to keep in mind is that animals belonging to the group Cephalopoda can grow to extreme sizes. The largest squid species in the world is the giant squid, which is also one of the largest invertebrates in the world. Giant squids can grow up to 43 feet, or 13 meters in length, and can weigh up to 600 pounds, or 272 kilograms. Giant squids have a mantle body that can reach lengths of up to 8 feet or 2.5 meters, and two long feeding tentacles that can reach lengths of up to 30 feet. They have 8 arms that are lined with suction cups, and are used for grabbing prey and bringing it to their beak-like mouth. Despite their large size, not much is known about the behavior and biology of giant squids, as they live in the deep ocean and are rarely encountered by humans. The first footage of a live giant squid in its natural habitat was captured in 2012 by a team of Japanese scientists using a specialized underwater camera. Since then, several more sightings and captures of giant squids have been reported, providing new insights into their biology and behavior.
The stock foot is beautiful, though.
Scientists are constantly discovering new species in the world's oceans, but it is difficult to estimate the exact number of new oceanic species that are discovered each year. This is partly due to the fact that many parts of the ocean remain unexplored, and new species are often discovered during research expeditions and surveys. According to the World Register of Marine Species, which maintains a database of all known marine species, an average of around 2,000 new marine species are described and named each year.
Do you really think that they document every single thing, bro? If there are mermaids, like, not the ones like from the Little Mermaid, but the ones that are like reptilian, like scales, and I don't think they would document that. I don't think they put that down. That'd be like a top secret thing they keep hidden from the public. I don't think they document everything, things, or they can just identify as like a UFO.
However, this number can vary widely from year to year, depending on factors such as the level of research funding and the number of expeditions and surveys that are conducted.
UFO, something.
It is important to note that the
discovery of UFO to UMP or something like that
is just the first step in understanding the biodiversity of the oceans, and much more research is needed to understand the ecological roles of these species and how they interact with each other and with their environment. Additionally, many oceanic species remain undiscovered or poorly studied, highlighting the need for continued research and conservation efforts to protect these vital ecosystems. Scientists have come forward and said that the oceans are difficult to map for a number of reasons. The average depth of the ocean is around 3,800 meters, or 12,000 feet, and the deepest parts of the ocean can reach depths of over 11,000 meters, or 36,000 feet. This makes it difficult to explore and map the ocean floor using traditional methods, as the water pressure at such depths is immense and can damage or destroy equipment. The ocean covers over 70% of the Earth's surface, making it a vast and complex environment to study. The vast majority of the ocean floor remains unexplored, and only a small fraction of it has been mapped in detail.
What's more pressure? I got a question for y'all real quick. If y'all know anything about like the planets, right? They say we can't go to the surface of Venus because it's a lot of pressure. What will have more pressure? The bottom of our ocean or the surface of Venus? That's a question. I don't know. I might have to look that up.
Mapping the ocean floor requires specialized equipment, such as sonar systems and underwater vehicles, which are expensive
let me go
and
look.
often...
Hold on, let me go look. I gotta look at that. I gotta look this up. Surface pressure Venus. What would that be? 92 bars or 1300 psi. Okay. What about the pressure of the bottom of the ocean? Let's say stomach pregnancy. What? Bottom of blood. Ocean. There you go. Wow. Hold up. 15,000 psi? Or 1,080. That's not even a competition. Yeah, that's 10 times. The ocean is 10 times. Okay. All right, let me get back to the video. More than 10 times, like 12 times.
To operate in the harsh underwater environment. The ocean is subject to constantly changing weather and environmental conditions, which can make it difficult to conduct
every square inch of your body
measurements. Unlike land, which can be easily accessed and studied by researchers, much of the ocean is inaccessible to humans due to its
hot
depth
and pressure.
And the challenges involved in conducting research in underwater environments. Despite these challenges, advances in technology and oceanographic research have enabled scientists to make significant progress in mapping and understanding the ocean. For example, the use of satellite technology and underwater vehicles has enabled scientists to explore previously inaccessible parts of the ocean and obtain detailed maps and data on the ocean floor. Much more research and exploration is needed to fully understand the complexity and importance of the ocean and its role in supporting life on our planet. The total number of species in the ocean is difficult to estimate accurately, as the vast majority of the ocean remains unexplored and many species are still waiting to be discovered. However, scientists have identified and named approximately 250,000 marine species to date, and it is estimated that there could be anywhere from 500,000 to 10 million more species that have yet to be discovered. Marine species come in a wide variety of forms and sizes, from tiny plankton to massive whales, and live in a range of habitats, from shallow coral reefs to the deep ocean trenches. The ocean is also home to a high level of biodiversity, with many species exhibiting unique adaptations to their environment, such as bioluminescence, camouflage, and extreme temperature tolerance. The oceans are critically important for our planet in many ways. The oceans play a crucial role in regulating the Earth's climate. They absorb and store large amounts of carbon dioxide and help to regulate the Earth's temperature and weather patterns. The oceans are home to a vast array of plant and animal species, many of which are still undiscovered. This biodiversity is important for maintaining the health and stability of the ocean ecosystem and provides important benefits to human populations, such as food, medicines, and recreation. The oceans provide a significant source of food for millions of people around the world, particularly in developing countries where fish and seafood are a major source of protein. The ocean also supports many livelihoods, such as fishing, shipping, and tourism. Phytoplankton, tiny plants that live in the ocean, are responsible for producing over half of the oxygen in the Earth's atmosphere. They are also a critical part of the ocean food web, providing food for many other marine species.
You think trees, not oceans,
Despite their importance, the oceans are facing numerous threats. It is important that we take action to protect and conserve the health and biodiversity of the oceans for the benefit of both current and future generations. So, what do you make of the mysterious squid story, and what do you think the diver encountered?
I believe it.
Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.
How do y'all feel after watching that, man? I know I was talking a lot, but it's a lot to dig into, man. What's under the ocean, we probably another 100, 200 years. We might be on Mars before we go to the bottom of the ocean. You've seen the pressures on the bottom of the ocean compared to Venus. And Venus gives us hell trying to get to it, you know? Every shuttle we sent out to Venus is burnt up. But the ocean is at least 12 times more pressure underneath that than the surface of Venus. That's insane, man. But yeah, if y'all enjoyed that, join our crew, man. Subscribe to the channel. I am Aruggamuffin. Send me some more reactions so I can check some things out. And my God.